Okie dokie. We don't turn that off. So, we are live. Welcome. In a different room in my house today. Thought I'd give you... Oh, hello. We got 2 folks joining us right now. We're just getting started. Nice. 26 people. 154. Good to see you guys. Good morning. Good evening. Good night. Wherever you're tuning in from. We got a pretty interesting... Hopefully, my social media limit doesn't come up, but we have a very interesting night tonight. Sir Elijah Blake is going to be joining us to talk about his new album, The Neon Eon. He also did a special performance at our Thriller Nights event, so we're going to do a little bit of a recap on that. Just want to make sure I see him when he joins in here. But disabled commenting on this live just to make it easier for Elijah and I to talk. So unfortunately, I won't be able to read any of the comments, but at some point maybe we'll go through some of the questions section, which I don't know what that looks like on your end, but on my end, I'm seeing a few people. Petinix asked, why aren't the comments on? I just answered that. So we'll probably be taking some questions in the question chat. I just got to make sure that I'm trying to see, where is Elijah? Should be here soon. In the meantime, while we're waiting for Mr. Elijah to join us, I'm going to give you a little update for those of you that don't know. We had our annual Thriller Night fundraiser for the Heal Los Angeles Foundation. And but we do have a current fundraiser going down below. You'll see that our goal is $10,000. That's running all this month. It's going to be on a few of our ambassadors' pages. It's going to be on my page. And what that money is for our cooking class. We had a really great virtual cooking class last semester. And it was so much better, to be honest, than we had originally planned it to be, and how it actually happened was amazing. But we've got Sir Elijah now. I just want to make sure he gets in, unless I messed that up. Did I mess that up? Elijah, are you here with us? Wait a minute. There we go.
What's up, man?
How are you doing?
I'm good. How you feeling, bro?
Perfect. I had a pretty good week so far. It's I feel like I'm coming off of a high from Friday, and it's weird.
I'm still not coming down. I still haven't been able to come down. It was such an incredible event you guys put together. Everybody who came has been hitting me like, yo, I cannot believe how well the whole thing was put together, bro. Thank you for letting me be a part of it.
Thank you. I want to thank you for being a part of it. You really added to that magic that made that night so special. That was by far the best night we've ever had. It definitely, it was amazing. Such a great experience. I'm sorry for all of you watching that you missed it. But before we get started, I didn't get a chance to tell you this at the event. But when you went up and you were singing your new single, Dreams, with Trinidad James up there, you hit a note on the stage, and I heard it, and honestly, it reminded of my dad in You Were Not Alone, when he hits that note. And the way you hit that note, I was like, oh, he's singing right now. It's like that.
That is the biggest compliment, man. Like, hearing your dad's legacy like that, like, we know what he meant to us. We know what he meant to music. We know what he meant to the culture. But it's the greatest reward to his legacy for his family to do it with such integrity is the word I'm looking for, bro.
Thank you. I mean, I appreciate it. It's a two-way street. I'm trying to honor my father. I appreciate the way you honor his legacy, and you can see that you're keeping that alive with your music, with the way you perform. It was such a positive night. So honored to have you a part of it. It was really, thank you.
Bro, and I saw so many of my friends, like, I don't know if you were able to catch everybody because you were running the whole thing, but Chloe and Hallie pulled up, Lucky Dave pulled up. Keisha kept telling me how amazing it was. You brought so many different genres and like artists and aspects to the music industry together. That was incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to take credit for that, but realistically, that's the legacy of Michael Jackson and the legend of my father. He had that talent and that just ability, even still to this day with his music, to bring everybody together.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, right? Here's a random question, but like, how was it? Like, how is it, right? Because I know it was a Halloween party, but so many people couldn't help themselves and they came in dressed as your dad. Like, is that annoying sometimes, or is that kind of like, are you like, okay, wow, like that's his impact?
I think as I've gotten older, I've gained that respect in a way. When I was younger, it was really weird to see people dressing like my dad, because if somebody dressed like your dad, you'd be like, oh, that's weird. You know, what are you doing?
That's what I was.
It really is cool. And actually, over the years, I've almost grown up, and I know the fans feel like they've grown up with me, but over the years, I've been able to interact with a lot of these fans, and they're really awesome people, and it really comes from a place of admiration and love. So it's really hard to be upset about that. You know,
I love that, man.
But were you able to go into the maze at all?
I went into the maze, and like I thought I was gonna be screaming, but Hallie, I think I came out of there deaf because Hallie and Chloe were screaming the entire time. So I was scared, but also like laughing hysterically. But it was so well put together, bro.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. I'm really excited. Looking forward to next year. I hope to see you there. You know, it's gonna be.
I'm gonna be there every year. If you have me, I'll be there every year.
Of course.
I probably can't perform every year, but if you need like the warm-up song, if you need attendance every
even as a guest, you're always welcome, brother.
Dope.
So your album just dropped. Congratulations. Everybody's excited to check it out. I'm excited to check it out.
Thank you.
For everybody watching here, we've got 300 people on the live. Why don't you tell them a little bit about this album?
So this album, I'm glad, and there was no better person to do this live with for the release of the project besides you, because this album was inspired by the legacy of and the impact of your father. It's called the Neon Eon. And I haven't been able to describe it and talk about this, but I was in the studio a couple years with Miguel and right around the climax, and Miguel was telling me he was speaking to somebody, and they were saying because of the internet, if you grew up in Nashville, or if your parents were from New York, or if your parents, where you grew up is what basically the kind of music that you ended up liking, because that's what parents in the household. But because of the internet nowadays, when kids and their iPhone, they're hearing Young Thug, but they're also hearing Michael, they're also hearing Khan, they're also hearing so many things, and music is this gumbo pot where there's no color, there's no genre, and it'll never be the same again. And I've always felt that artists that resonated more with old school, like my friends always like, you always get in the car and play old school music. And I don't think it's limited to that. I think live instrumentation has come back, and that's what the album is. It's basically the colorful, it's reminiscent of the colorful 80s moment, but also with the grit of today's music.
And that's kind of how obviously the meaning behind the name, the Neon Eon.
Exactly. All colors, all genres, all walks of life.
Wow, that's awesome. And I was actually really surprised to see Trinidad James, performing at our party, which was amazing, but also to see him on an R&B track, because I know him as a rapper. Do you want to talk a little bit about what that experience was collaborating with Trinidad?
Yeah, so again, Trinidad, I also feel like is inspired by that time and that era. So we were actually in the studio working on something for the City Girls.
Wow.
He was dressed real, you know, Trinidad has his own little moment. And I was like, okay, you're tapped in. You understand that. And I was like, hey, there's a song I have, and I didn't want to do any features, but I wanted the video to be a fashion-driven video, and I wanted to be a different time period. I was like, would you mind jumping on this song with me? He was like, of course. And then when I told him about your event and the cause, he was like, he flew himself in.
Wow.
Just the consummate professional. He flew himself in. He was like, I'll be there. I'll be at rehearsal. And that was our first performance together. So, yeah, I enjoyed it so much.
Even more of an honor for us to get it like that. That was amazing.
But it tends to the people understand the foundation, and I'm just, like I said, man, I can't say it enough. Just to be a part of that was electrifying. When I was there, honestly, there was a moment where I felt, I was nervous going on the stage, but then there was a moment where I felt hands over me, like just a warmth over me, and that's my best note that I've ever.
Wow! I appreciate that. That property really is special. You can feel the magic of my father there. I feel like.
Oh my God! Yes.
My cousin James just walked in.
What up, James?
And then I know you also have some other featured artists on the album. How was it like? You want to tell some of the people who's on the album and what it was like working with them?
Indeed. So we also have D Smoke on the album, who he came that night as well.
Yeah.
And there's a song called Dark Skin where I wanted to just basically just celebrate the beauty of that of women, and I feel like he's a poet, and I love how he articulates and he approaches rap. So I got him on there, Money Long, I've known her forever, Rand Bernard, who's an incredible singer. We have Tamar Braxton, who's on the album. I mean, the name speaks for itself, incredible vocalist, and I haven't done that many up tempo. She hasn't done that many up tempo. So Wardell Malloy, who was the A&R of my project, he thought it would be dope for us to like our collaboration in terms of male female duets for it to be an up tempo record. Who else do we have on the album? We have Keisha Cole, who also came that night, who's like a sister to me, on a record called Bad Liar. And basically, after quarantine, I felt like quarantine made everybody realize that we're all not okay, and we deal with certain trauma, dealing with our triggers. We're dealing with so many things, and that's why I called it Bad Liar, because we walk around put a smile on our face. But now quarantine, COVID has forced us to realize and to admit that, and have empathy for others who are dealing with things.
Definitely.
There's an artist on there called Bop Poppy. I love his tone. He sounds like almost like a cartoon character on this record. So you pray for me, man. I might need you in the video. I got Gabrielle Union way down to do the video, but I want it to just be a fun video, like, inspired by, just the shit that we grew up with,
That's awesome. Let me know when you're filming if I'm in town. That'd be really cool.
Oh, I'm super down. I hope I'm not forgetting anybody. So Trinidad James, Tamar, Bob Poppy, we have Keisha Cole, Duran, Money Long. Hope I'm not forgetting.
That's a menagerie right there. You've got a really solid lineup on your album. That's awesome. And do you have any kind of, I guess, fond memories of making this album? Because when my dad was always working on albums, it's a creation process in and of itself, and you build close relationships with people. And what was the creation of this Neon Eon like for you?
So I did it through the pandemic. So in order to not go crazy, so Killer B, who co-produced the Ariana Grande single, the Positions record, I got a studio in my crib. I built a studio upstairs. And Kristen and this other writer, Forrest, they would pull up and we would create every day to get us through. And I would say random crazy things, and he would make, like, even with Dreams, I was like, I want a record that sounds like Marvin Gaye's crooning with like Migos drums.
Oh, okay.
So that's how we created Dreams. I just was throwing out weird concepts that I wanted to feel, and that's how we created it throughout the pandemic, man.
That's interesting that you say that, because with Dreams specifically, I was listening to it obviously at the event and then afterwards. Yeah. And it's so cool how it has that R&B vibe, but then it goes into like that drum bass line. But it does it in such a way that is so like elegant that you don't like, am I listening to the same song? This is crazy.
And that's how we wanted to make people feel, man.
That's so awesome.
For you to say that, can I ask you, like, growing up, was it being a part of that process and seeing people come and go, and how was that process, bro?
I mean, it's an interesting process just because at the time I didn't realize that I was watching history being made, and I didn't realize the magnitude of who it is that I was with and what was happening around me. But now, looking back in hindsight, I was blessed to be that close to such an intimate experience, and especially with someone like you understand, my father put a lot of his heart and soul and emotion into his songs. And so it came from a really deep place. Yeah. And so to be a part of that and to see the people come together, it's really why I like production and just creativity in general, is that you kind of foster a community amongst like-minded people, and everybody wants what's best for the project, and it's so cool when you get that vibe and it's just creative juices are flowing. Yeah.
And it's got to be in you, like, to hear those bass lines, them coming up with that. Like, were you in the studio at all, like during Thriller or Off the Wall? Or?
I wasn't born. That was before my time, unfortunately. I was born in 97, so I was around, and I remember vividly the creation of the Invincible album.
Got it.
And I remember falling asleep in the studio, waking up, the beat is still going on, and it's really cool to be to see how different people, I've also got to see how my sister writes her music, and I can't necessarily directly compare them, but I think my sister starts with her lyrics first. Whereas my dad would really start with kind of a general beat and then maybe some lyrics and then go back to the beat. And he never really explained his process to me, but from what I just kind of observed, it seemed like it was a lot of, let's do this, and then let's go back and tweak this to make it match this, and it was it seemed like a very involved process.
Man, I can't even fathom what that would be like. Just even a little flashback that you must go through, like when you sit down and think, and or when you hear certain songs and just remember the concept. It's just crazy.
Exactly. Well, see, I also am fortunate enough. I spent almost 12 years with my dad. And just because I wasn't around for the creation of some music doesn't mean I didn't see him like rehearsing dances to that music. He was constantly dancing. He was constantly singing, even the J5 hits. You know what I mean? So Ben, he was always singing songs like this. I Want You Back, ABC. And it's crazy to say that like out loud, thinking about, because now I know who Michael Jackson is, the king of pop. And it's like, I got, a free concert, essentially.
At what point, right? I always wonder this with like celebrity kids, and this is the highest form of celebrity, but at what point did you realize like, oh shit, my dad is Michael Jackson?
I feel like that realization is I'm almost at the peak of that realization, to be honest. But I realized he wasn't like everybody else. When we were in the Middle East and we were watching some concert footage, some tour footage. And the first thing that's crazy is they show the crowd, and it's not even a stadium. It just looks like an empty field, and it's all people. And it's like, okay, that's a lot of people. Wow. And then there's men fainting, and it's like, he fainted, and I'm looking at him. I'm not fainting. Why are they fainting, And that's what he explained.
Stand by for your pops, man. We'll never see the level of celebrity again, and it's just amazing. It's amazing that I got to witness. I'm a 90s baby as well. It's amazing that I got to experience some of that. I always say, who is going to be, that's why I try to be that artist, because my son's going to stand in front of the TV and try to mimic and make himself happy. I would try to do Smooth Criminal. My grandmother would laugh at me so hard. And I just brought her so much joy, and she would try to do it with me. And that's the beauty of Michael. There's great music, but a lot of the music is, either like, I got your chick doing this, or you ain't nothing. But people don't understand it. His heart and his lyrics brought people together. Hell, any song right now that's doing that. And that's what I want the Neon Eon to somewhat. No one will ever touch it like that, but I want that to try to bring back some of that integrity, some of that chivalry, all that beautiful stuff.
Definitely. It's such a beautiful medium, as an art form, and it has the power, as you can see, even with my dad's ability to spread his message of love and positivity through his music. And it's a very noble, valiant cause. I wholeheartedly support it. I would love to see more artists like yourself with that mission, and recognizing that I think it's very important to realize what you're consuming and what you're putting in your body, not just from a food or, a health standpoint, but even from an entertainment, and what are you consuming? Because that's your mental health, and your music can easily dictate your mood. And, you put in that, I think if you have the intention to want to bring people together and unify them, people will feel that in your music. You can definitely, people were vibing at the party, we're up there, people were together. It was, after being separated for so long, it was a culmination of so many perfect things.
Exactly. And that's what I was saying. A lot of people that came to the event, that was their first time coming outside. And that says a lot, because they felt safe in that environment. You guys did the proper protocols and screening, and not just letting anybody in. And they wanted to dance, like everybody danced all night. I didn't see a single person on their phone, which is magic.
It's amazing. It really felt like we were in the moment, and it was just.
Thank you for that, for real.
Thank you again. It wasn't any individual's responsibility or accountability. It's a whole team effort, and it wouldn't have been the night that it was without you and your involvement.
Thank you.
So thank you. It was amazing. Did you get to see the photos that we posted? They looked amazing.
Oh, I loved everything. Did you see me on the red carpet at Cisco?
Yeah. That was amazing. It was such a great night. I'm just trying to see if there's any other things that you want to talk about regarding the album. It's out now, I believe. Tonight is the release, right?
It's out right now as we're speaking. This is my first project. I know we somehow, but how can you not talk about MJ? One of the things, right, that I watched people who made me feel liberated, like Michael, like Prince, towards the end of their career, they really were fighting to own their message. And this is what I was talking to Natalie about, is this project is my first album off of Def Jam, where I will own these, and I'm in it. But just those artists paved the way for us to fight. And this, I found out my record It's now number 34. It's going to be my highest charting record.
Go ahead. Okay. Congrats.
And it's the first record that I have full control of. So I just thank everybody. I thank you for extending your platform, because the more we're afforded opportunities like this, the more artists can take their careers into their own hands. Now we can sing what we want, but it's not going to happen unless those platforms give us the ability to say, hey, I got an album out. Hey, here's an interview with Prince Jackson, and legendary moments like this to raise awareness to the album that's out right now. So thank you, man.
Thank you. And I also I want to kind of piggyback off of that. For those of you watching that don't know, my father was very adamant about ownership and owning his masters. And that even translated to businesses. You know, if you don't be an employee, you want to be an owner of the business. And it is very important. For those of you that don't understand, creating music and creating any type of art comes from a place of love and from the soul. And unfortunately, we live in these real world times where money is a thing and it's a finite amount, and there's these bureaucratic decisions that happen when you work with a label. So congratulations for doing all this work on yourself. It's definitely not easy to do an album on all those different jobs that come with it. Yes. That's incredible. And to be placed that high too, wow, good job. Good job.
Thank you, man. And bro, please do not forget to call me. I don't care if I got to open for whoever you got thinking of having for next year. I'll open for this.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Experience.
You have to play us some more of your hits next time.
Oh, this is beautiful. I'm seeing the Heal Los Angeles found the fundraiser. We went up some. So this is good.
Yes. So for those of you that are kind of just joining us now, we are doing a fundraiser for the Heal Los Angeles Foundation. It is all this money that we're raising right now is our $10,000 goal. That's going towards our cooking class, our virtual cooking class, which is going to be our second year hosting this. We want to open it up to more kids at our first adopted school, the Laredo Street Elementary. It's truly awesome. You know, I'm blessed that I'm able to provide these kids with this such a special opportunity. If you want to know more about it, you can go to the Heal Los Angeles Foundation page and scroll through some of our stuff. It's really cool. Do you cook?
If I want to donate after I get off of here, I just go to heallosangeles.com.
Yes. Or you can go to our Instagram, heallafdn.com. You can go to my Instagram. You can go to a lot of all of our ambassadors' posts, whatever really makes it easier.
Got it. And this teaches the kids basically how to cook for themselves. And
well, the original idea behind it was my father was always adamant about nutrition and eating right. He wasn't always hungry, but he maintained a dietary regimen of juices and shakes and stuff like that to maintain a healthy lifestyle. Because on the stage, he was sweating, just draining everything. So I really wanted to give that to people, to kids, less fortunate kids. But at the same time, something that awesome happened. So we wanted to have this class in school during the school day. So they had to learn about nutrition no matter what.
Beautiful.
But because of the pandemic and the students got forced to go into online learning, we decided to pivot and we made it an online class. I wasn't too happy about that in the beginning because I really wanted to have our teachers interacting with our students. But what the beautiful thing that happened was the parents got involved. And that was another thing that my dad was super adamant about, was sitting together as a family and having those family memories, especially now. Everybody's on their phone. Life is so busy. It's hard to sit down and really make those family memories. So for us to be able to to provide that for families and to encourage it was so amazing. And then we also encouraged them to post pictures of the meals that they made. And if they posted every week, they got a $25 gift card for groceries every week. And wow, that helped out so many of the families, so much more than we thought it was going to. And we're really just fortunate to be able to provide that. And it's not just a cooking class. We also deliver the ingredients on a weekly basis. So these parents and kids don't have to do anything. They just have to tune into the Zoom and open up the ingredients and get to cooking.
I'm signing up because I need to get my six-pack back.
You're going on tour. You need it.
I need it. What's the R&B singer without a six-pack? Yeah, I'm going to bring it back.
Definitely.
Yeah,
man, this is awesome. This was really great stuff. I'm going to try and take a look and see if we can go through some of these questions. We got a lot of people tuning in from all over the world. We got people saying hi from Argentina.
Nice.
Where can people stream your album?
So you can stream it on all streaming platforms tonight. It's on Spotify. It's on Apple Music. It's on Amazon. It's on Tidal. Everywhere. Google Play. Tell a friend, send it around. I'm going, we got some heavy hitters dropping. I don't know why everybody want to drop this month. Summer Walker that came out of nowhere and announced that she dropping tonight, and and I'm just like, little on me on my own little label. So please tell a friend and spread the news.
But still, 34. That's great and counting.
Exactly.
That's awesome, Elijah. Well, congratulations, brother. Really appreciate you. That night was amazing. Can't wait to have you back again. Just so honored to have you, man. So honored.
Thank you, man. And thank you again for extending the invite for an incredible event. And honestly, when I think about how you're keeping your father's legacy alive and maintaining the just the essence of it, it gives me chills, bro. And that's no cap. I appreciate y'all. Continue to send you music, and as you listen to it, let me know which one your favorite song is, and maybe we can shoot a video or something. And keep
Definitely. I'm gonna check it out right after this. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Let's do it.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Be safe out there. Everybody go stream his new album, The Neon Eon, everywhere, Spotify, iTunes, wherever it is that you listen to music.
Yeah, man. You good at this, bro. Thank you.
Hey, next time you got another song, just let me know. We'll do it again.
From the legend himself. Thank you, Prince.
Thank you, guys. Thank you to everybody for tuning in. Thank you to everybody who donated. And don't forget to check out both our charity page, the Heal Los Angeles Foundation, and Sir Elijah Blake on Instagram. Give him a follow, and we will see you guys next time.
Much love.
Thank you.